So the Initiative for Global Environmental Leadership at Wharton put out a report recently which is called Next Stop Innovation, What's Ahead for Urban Mobility. And what is interesting about this report is it really hits on some really key issues that are impacting urban mobility today. Everything from the infrastructure, the type of investments that are being made in new technologies, especially electric vehicles. And on top of that, there's a really strong emphasis on the sharing economy. I think one of the key issues that come out of the first section, which talks about the sharing economy, and it focuses on several different areas. It talks about car sharing. It talks about bike sharing. It talks about how telecommuting for work is really having an impact. And I think one of the key pieces that we see today is that the sharing economy is an overarching theme. It shows a true disruption, a different way of looking at things. We have in the past really thought every person needs to have their own. They need to have their own car. They need to have their own bike. They need to have it, and it comes with baggage. And that's one of the more interesting things I find is that when you're in an urban environment, the less baggage you have, the better. And so it is for everyone's benefit that we take a car, which in the 1950s was our God-given right to every American must have a car, and said, look, let's change that model. Let's turn it on its side, and let's say instead, let's take that same car, amortize its cost over multiple drivers, figure a way for us to have more energy-efficient cars that are available, and cut down my cost as a person who uses transportation. Why would I want to pay insurance? Why would I want to pay for parking? Why would I want to have to deal with the maintenance costs? It's the classic win-win. And I think ultimately the model of sharing, whether it be any of the models, cars, bikes, et cetera, it makes all the sense in the world, and it also starts dealing with some of the major issues that cities are really confronting today. I think one of the major issues that every major city is going to be dealing with in the coming years, and certainly within the next 10 years, is that the amount of cars that are currently inhabiting the streets can't exist. Bottom line. And Mayor Bloomberg, when he passed his most recent laws in the city of New York, really was recognizing that fact. And given just the sheer number of people who live in the city, what I'll call built-in transportation infrastructure, taxi, buses, et cetera, the number of cars that you can have in the city, there's a limit. Manhattan's not getting any bigger. And ultimately, what needs to happen is a more planned-out strategy, a process that starts to bring together all the groups, the folks that are dealing from the government side, the people who have to do transportation every day, the commuters, as well as industry. They all have a role here.